sleep for 16 hours. Whatever it is, we'll sleep till 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning.
I think we have to press. Oh wait, it's Q.
And it's raining.
Maybe you have to touch 2 buttons at a time.
It's way too early.
Okay. Yeah, that's what happened. But don't press any button except for control.
Whoa. And the wonders of Oxygen David's map in seasons. Can't see a darn thing.
What if she left?
Okay, so what do we want to do today?
I'm not up there.
That's the growth. Oh, right.
Canyon thing, actually?
That's the wheat thing.
No.
So I couldn't weed those.
No, go down
The thing was, I think I fertilised those before they grow before the last growth stage,
I think she has robots.
and so I couldn't spray herbicide.
Did you push me?
I think since the tractor's full of herbicide, come spring we'll be able to do this field, and then we'll start looking at planting these. Herbicide them first, and then put the last stage of
What's
fertilizer
it
on.
fine for?
Fine, I'll help you. I just have to keep
Things.
Oh.
It varies. Transporting. People want fertilising contracts in the rain. That's probably not a good plan.
Just stop. Just stop.
Okay, so again, we just hang around and wait for stuff to happen.
Will you just stop?
Sheep have eaten half their food, less than half their food.
Stop it. You're being over dramatic.
Anyway,
It's purple hair, girl.
hi dog.
No more jumping on.
Let's speed up time and see where that gets us.
Stay there.
Look at the girls up there. The one that.
And right now, I want to watch for
The guy with the surf. The girl with the surf.
great demands if they come up. Let's have a look at prices. So we have wheat, 763, oats, 11.95. Hilltop stores hug. And I believe sunflowers, which are at 8.95, but they can go up to 1,000. So not bothered about those. Where's the sugar beets? Sugar beets are 270. Prices.
I'm up here.
Who's up there?
Sugar beets
Just me.
very close to maxing out. I could sell a couple of loads today for the rest of the day. Sunflowers very poor. Yeah, you can get up to 1,500 for sunflowers, so we'll wait until that happens. Oats 2 more days, and that's quite a steep climb. Wheat, good price tomorrow, low price today. That indicators could mean that price does actually come down. That was the price that they were last year, and it could drop to a little bit closer to today's price. But I don't expect day 4 to be higher than day 3, unless there's a great deal. But for right now, let's go fill up with sugar beets and sell a couple of truckloads. We got a little while in the afternoon to kill.
Wait, is she? No, she's
And then, as I've said a few times,
Wait, let's not push her yet.
I have no idea how many sugar beets we have.
No!
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's church tomorrow.
No. Fix your shoes.
Okay. So we're using the belts that we normally use for silage. I think we already proved they work. Do we need to get out and turn them on? Yes.
Look at it. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that's working. So we have this huge pile of sugar beets to sell. I have no idea how much is in that pile. So we'll get in the truck and wait.
Is that her sister?
Oh, we've also got wool to sell. I haven't looked at when that's good for.
Yeah.
Also spring, late spring. So we're not selling wool yet. I'm guessing that we've got 4 wool bales or crates in the barn, plus a half there, or less than a half there. That's what we got on day 5 and 6 of spring this year.
I'm just gonna keep resetting. I fell off on accident.
This is kind of slow.
I think it like swirls.
But it's the easiest way to do it. It's the easiest cheap way to do it. Now you can use something like
They're trying to push you. Why are you getting?
one of these,
I'm not doing anything.
and that will move your beets a lot faster.
What did he do?
But it's $16,000 or pounds.
Oh yeah, she needs to get
Oh, that's awesome. Brand new TV. So anyway, get this done, and then we got a long drive. I mean, in part because sugar beets aren't worth a lot. I'm more inclined to sell off the wheat, oats, and sunflowers when their prices are best first, and then do sugar beets to fill out the day. So, how are we doing? Well, that's just over half a truck. Yay.
Did you get out?
Sugar beets themselves. Oh, sugar beets have a lot of sell
She moved
points.
herself down.
Empire stores. Okay.
Nice mask. Push her off. We don't like masks. We don't like masks. We'll push her off.
Empire stores. Empire stores is back this way. This is not a good lane to drive down in a big truck, but it is what it is.
Say why?
But it's not as far as the main store.
I think they're like a team or something.
Before.
Oh, what about this one?
So we just sit here and watch the beet truck load. Said, I think we'll probably do about 2 or 3 loads for the rest of the day. We've only been streaming for an hour. But
It's right there, Marky.
Mommy found it,
I
Billy.
got back up here.
And this one.
Let me fix it.
It was just green shoes.
okay.
Okay.
I'm going to smell that. him outside. Is that cold outside?
Alright now.
Someone bombed you.
And we
I
are
have to
good.
watch. Yes.
I'm going. What does this do?
Really?
Right here.
Wait, see what there is.
And we are out of here.
Second floor.
This one.
Okay, there. That's why
So 48,200.
I'm gonna flip you up.
we're not pushing each other.
So possibly £15,000 out of this load. If we do, that would be awesome. Definitely 12, more than 12.
They're bombing.
Oops, sorry truck. Oh, whatever. Now I do have the option on this truck to drop the big trailer and attach a tipper to directly to the back of the truck frame. It's not quite as big, but it is a little bit more maneuverable when it gets to getting in and out of small spaces. But we'll do what we can with what we've got. When it gets to going to, I think it's Hilltop stores, I do use that option because Hilltop, you can't get a rig this big into the yard. The lane entrance is too tight, too narrow, and the yard is too small to pull a full loop. I think this one I can pull straight through here. Yeah. Okay, so start counting. Well, we can buy manure here. That might be useful. Although I don't have a manure spreader. That's 12. 13 almost on the dot. That's kind of nice. No. I want to get it out through the gate and then swing the trailer around to the right. Maybe. Ooh. This is get the truck out of the front door. Oops. Full lock. Actually, that worked. Can I turn it around before the fence posts? Yes. We're good. Okay. So we'll go fetch another load. Okay, that's 2 loads of sugar beets. Done.
It's not that cold though.
Do not go up by that road anymore.
Really chuck it down there.
I don't care. If you go up there again, I'm ready to come in.
So as soon as I've done all of the, as soon as we sold all the sugar beets, I'll be able to figure out how much we had. So stay tuned for that, maybe. If I put sheep in this field to the left, I'll probably take that gate down. And I'll replant that field as arable, as grass rather than arable. Oh, I've been spoiled with some of the new maps. Traffic doing 26 and it's only doing about 16 here. Okay, back up to the yard. Of course, the other reason for doing beets in this sort of climate is because fall can be very wet, and if all of your crops are straight cereal or oilseed, you can't harvest them when they're wet. So sugar beets give you something to do while it's raining. Oops. Doink. Okay. So what else do I need to check? Sheeps. I think we already checked them. I suppose we could go and load some bales. Okay, let's drop the weight. I'll use the that's pallet fork. Oh yeah, we take that with us when we go shopping. I have got weight down at the shop so that when I go shopping, I can load up the trailer. Some of those pallets are very heavy. Okay, alongside this lot. Because of the four-wheel steering, it's actually easier to do that this way. Okay, let's try and stack those three. Now I need to get out and have a look at it. That was right. Okay. We have stabbed the bales. Let's take them back a little.
I broke my neck. Why is she pushing me now? I told her not to.
There we go.
Maybe she thought you pushed her.
We do. It does feel. Oh, I just remembered. Moving hay around in the rain is a bad idea, but not quite as front heavy with that weight. So, as I said, I don't know how much weight that weight is carrying. Come on, open sesame. We still have 12,000 litres of hay on the bales, so that's good. You basically don't want to be transporting bales in the rain at on the hour. There's two of them. That's the last one. Okay. How's that look? That looks pretty full. That's good. Cleanliness is what it is. I'm not going to bother. Run this outside. Jump out. Fill up the water. And close the lid. And that should probably put bit lower to the ground. So normally I'd use this weight on the fend, although the fend is a big framed tractor.
Is it too cold for me to,
So it doesn't have an issue with a full bucket, which this tractor does. That's good. I think the things I have the most problem with is the pallets. These pallets, I think they're heavier than they should be. But not to worry. Okay, how's the tractor? Looks like it might be full, or... Yep, we're full. Is... $271. So still a good price. We'll go back to Empire Stores again. Not to hit the shed. I hit the shed. Straight. I think I have more than enough. Turn on the rig. We are good to go. And as per usual, really liking this truck from Flagship Modding. It does do a good job on a lot of his vehicles. His maps are also good and fun to play, although, yeah, there's some niggly points about metal gates with wooden gate creak noises on them and things like that. But, yeah, if you can overlook that, the maps are a lot of fun to play on. And, very well designed, very good atmosphere on them. You know, you feel like you're where they're supposed to be. There's some maps where it's sort of, Ravensport. This is America, is it? It doesn't feel like America. Sure, you've got American flags in all the driveways, or all the front yards, but it doesn't feel right. Now, Erlenbrad definitely feels Swedish, or Swiss, sorry. This map, pretty typical English. I think the roads could be a little bit wider. Or there should be the odd passing spot where you can pull over, where even if there isn't tarmac, there's worn out dirt along the verge of the road, where people are pulling over to let oncoming traffic pass. But apart from that, we do like Oxygen David's maps. It's interesting. We still have autumn colours, and it's winter already. I guess temperatures are still warm. And then back again for another 13,000. Ooh, a little bit more than last time. Yay. Slightly better than last time. I'm not sure it was a vast improvement. We still have to miss the fence. We managed. So yeah, I've been playing on law folds in my own time. So there's a passing nearby, I guess. And playing with the Scottish geo. So it's too cold to plant early spring. So I waited till mid-spring and planted, and then basically was sitting around waiting for late spring so I could do some fertilisation, and nothing grew. I was thinking, oh, what have I done? I really screwed this up. And after a little bit of checking, I figured out that while you're allowed to plant in mid-spring, you also need to check the temperatures, and unfortunately the ground temperatures were still too low in late spring for the crop to germinate. So I'm like, oh, I have so screwed up badly here. Last day of late spring, the ground temps hit what I needed them to be for the crops to start growing, and the crops have started growing. Which is good, but winter, or the harvest season is earlier in the year, so I'm at a huge risk of just not getting any of my crops in because they won't be mature enough. Kind of really need them to be mature enough because I'm looking for the straw for my pigs, so I don't have to keep buying them.